Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, obviously, Rajni, Nitin Singhania is an outdated book today. So in 2014-15 and up to, as a matter of fact, 2017. Okay, up to 2017, you can go and check this. People who read Nitin Singhania were clearing prelims very easily, and mains also. The cultural questions they used to answer very easily. So UPSC got to know this, and now they are going in depth. So the only shortcut or straight path which you can follow is read the NCERTs or proper history textbooks, especially to answer medieval and ancient questions in mains as well as prelims. Rajni, clear? Nitin Singhania,
Yes.
Nitin Singhania will not even help you to clear prelims. Now it's an outdated book. Okay. In fact, at RamSai, I was taking cultural revision. So I even told the students, I think some of them like Jitender, others who were part of that class, they know that I've told them 1 year back itself that Nitin Singhania is outdated. Outdated in the sense, what all that Nitin Singhania has written, it is an institute notes. That institute notes is now outdated because UPSC going in much more deep. Okay. Fine. Yeah. See the first question of the day. And you can see these questions also. These questions are not directly found in Nitin Singhania, except for one question, which is the second question. It's not so easy. So, okay, fine. See the first question. The rock cut architecture represents one of the most important sources. It's one of the most important sources of our knowledge of early Indian art and history. Discuss. So very good question, which came in 2020 mains. Yeah, take 5 minutes and then give the model answer for this. Yeah, good, Rajni. So your structure is more or less good and apt for the answer. So basically, what is the question regarding the rock cut architecture represents one of the most important sources of our knowledge of early Indian art and history. So basically, with regard to the rock cut architecture, you have to give how it is acting as a source for Indian art and history. Okay, that is the main core aspect of the question. In the introduction, you can explain what is rock cut architecture. Basically, rock cut architecture is nothing but carving out, okay, the caves or the spaces from rocks. Okay, this is the important aspect of the rock cut architecture. And in the body, you will talk about various dimensions of Indian art. So how rock cut architecture is varying across the regions. So here you can say art, Indian art, how it is significance with regard to the art rock cut architecture. So you can start from caves like Barabar caves, and then Ajanta, Ellora, Elephanta, and then you have rock cut architecture, Mahabalipuram, Okay, these are all, and then Bhimbetka. These are all rock cut architecture or rock cut caves, whatever it is. So how it is, how these are giving you insights into Indian art. So here you can see, you can explain here in Mahabalipuram, the Arjuna Penes. In Ajanta, Ellora, in Ellora, you can talk about Kailasnatha temple. And in Ajanta, various Chaityas and Viharas. Okay, and then in Bhimbetka, you can talk about the paintings of Paleolithic and Mesolithic age. So these are the important art dimensions. And what do you know about the history part by looking at the caves? What in history can you understand by looking at the caves? So you can talk about the lifestyle. You can talk about the lifestyle. Mainly, most of them in the early rock cut architecture seems to be, they seem to be hunter-gatherers. Hunter-gatherers. And then with regard to the religion, this particular architecture belonged to various religions like Hindus. In Hindus, you can talk about Kailasnatha temple. And you can talk about again Mahabalipuram. And in you can talk about it is giving insights into Buddhism. So in Buddhism, you can talk about Ajanta caves. Ajanta caves and how it is giving various Chaityas and Viharas. And then in Jain religion, you can talk about Sitana Vasal caves. Okay. And various insights are given here. So, and then how is the social life? And some of the rock cut caves are in trade routes, which again represent that they used to act as shelter. Okay. So these are all the dimensions which you can talk about Indian art and Indian history. And then conclude by saying rock cut architecture. Okay, here in art, you can also talk about mural paintings. A lot of mural paintings are there in Ajanta and Ellora. So these are some of the extensive rock cut architecture is found in Indian subcontinent because of its geography. We all know that. And it gives deep insights into the art and history of India. That's all. And you can say it was spread from around 2500 BCE up to 1000 CE. So its timeline spread is very huge, and also the learnings are also very huge with regard to the rock cut architecture. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have written this, Jitender? I don't
No,
see
sir.
your
I wrote next question.
Sandha Prasad, you have written? Okay. So in this particular question, it is always good if you can keep two-sided headings. One is art, one is the history. Is it clear, Shanta Prasad?
Okay,
Because
sir.
the examiner is asking you clearly, right? What is art and history? So give a separate dimension for art, give a separate side heading for history, so that he will be convinced that you have answered both the aspects. Okay, religion,
Okay, sir.
society, education, yes, political, economical, trade routes, yes, yeah, yeah. Some rocket caves also had extensive technology of water conservation and all. Good. Only suggestion is have some separate side headings. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see the sixth question, probably one of the easiest question. Highlight the Central Asian and Greco-Bactrian elements in Gandhara art. Yeah, fairly simple question. Probably one of those questions which you can answer by reading Nitin Singhania. Highlight the Central Asian and Greco-Bactrian elements in Gandhara art. So as you all told, a fairly straightforward framework. Introduction, highlighting the Central Asian features, highlighting the Greco-Bactrian features, and then conclusion. So that is how such easy questions you should write in a very proper framework with good examples, and then make the best points and come out. Because these are very, very simple questions which 80% of the mains aspirants will be knowing. But the game in getting better marks in such questions is presentation only. How better you present these kind of answers, the better you get the marks. Because points, everyone will be having similar points. Your answer, mine answers, everyone answers will be having same points. So what I tell will be 90% of your answers. So in such cases, what we have to do is we have to concentrate on the presentation, proper introduction, proper conclusion, and the body should be to the point without boring the examiner. Okay, so you can say Gandhara art, which flourished in the northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent, was heavily influenced by foreign schools like Central Asian and Greco-Bactrian. Greco-Bactrian. So when you write this, you are setting the template for the examiner, and you are saying that you know where this Gandhara school of art is. For further you can write Gandhara school of art, which predominantly patronized Buddhism and was present heavily in Northwest Indian subcontinent, was influenced by foreign schools like. So how is this introduction? Someone has any better introduction? I am welcoming it. You have anything better, or this looks good for you people? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Just adding during question.
Not only Kushanas, Shanta, it was during the Indo-Greeks also. Kushanas patronized Gandhara school of art, and hence it was more prominent during that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kushanas were one among the foreigners who patronized Gandhara school of art, but it existed for many centuries before and after also. That's why we say, right, Gandhara school of art, what is the timeline? 3rd century BCE to 3rd century CE. So Kushanas are not there at this point of time. Okay, Rajni, clear?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in the body, again, it's a very straightforward answer here. What are the elements of influence? First, what is the question? Central Asian. So first put the side heading, Central Asian, elements of Central Asian. So what are the various elements of Central Asian? Okay. they have used stucco. Okay, they have used more of stucco. That is one of the elements of Central Asian. Okay. The clothing pattern of Buddha, like the Angavastras, etc., are somewhat similar to the Central Asian style. Curly hair, which is a prominent feature of Gandhara Buddha, is borrowed from that. Okay, and the halo around the Buddha, projecting his divine way of look, is a Central Asian feature. Okay, so these are some of the prominent Central Asian themes of the Buddha, of Gandhara school of art. And then coming to the elements of Greco-Bactrian. So what are the elements of? Here it is bluish gray sandstone. Very prominent feature. Bluish gray sandstone. Okay. And here the Buddha resembled the Apollo god of Greek culture. Apollo is the supreme god. So Buddha tried to represent, it was tried that Buddha represent this particular Apollo god in this particular Greco-Bactrian influence. Okay. Then ornaments on Buddha, more masculine. So he was like more masculine with proper looking, very masculine in nature. Okay. And the jaw of Buddha was very prominent. So these are the important dimensions with regard to Buddha's influence from Central Asian and Greco-Bactrian. Okay, here you can, in the conclusion, you can say the confluence of various art schools in the ancient India, culminating in the Gandhara school of art, is yet another. Sorry, what happened? It's gone. The confluence of various schools of art in Gandhara, which culminated in Gandhara school of art, is yet another testimony to the concept of unity in diversity in Indian subcontinent. The school during its zenith was a very important learning center. Taxila is near Gandhara. Learning center, especially for Buddhism. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So we are trying to bring the concept of idea called India also into this answer without deviating from the core demand of the question. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see the seventh question. The early Buddhist stupa art, while depicting folk motifs and narratives, successfully expounds Buddhist ideals. Elucidate. Good question. Take a couple of minutes. Yeah. What is the framework? No more answer for this? No response? Okay, Rajni, you have not written. Who has written?
Sir,
Jitendra, you have written?
Sir.
Oh, in the previous question, you have not seen the model answer, right? Bactrian. 1 second. The Bactrian. Yeah, Vasavi, I don't know if you are in the class. Good answer. But only thing is you can have the separate side heading. Separate side heading for this and separate side heading for this. Good. Fine. Okay, anyhow, see this question. So here what they are trying to ask you is, what are the important parts of, not what are the important parts. Why is it coming in Hindi? So, yeah, these are Buddhist stupas. Are you able to see the screen?
yes, sir.
So they are asking you not, what are the various parts of stupa? See the question very clearly. This is a very confusing and tricky question where the students might go wrong. They are asking about what are the various parts of stupa and what are those parts reflecting about Buddhist ideology. Are you able to understand? That's why
Yes, sir.
some of you might have found tough and not written the question because you could not understand the question. The question is not about what are the different parts of stupa. That different parts of stupa, even if you read Nitin Singhania, you will easily write. Okay, but any culture textbook you can write. But the challenge of this question is they are asking you what are the different parts of stupa and how are they going to give us the idea of Buddhist ideology. So this is how a stupa looks like. If you see, this is the Buddhist stupa. Okay. The entrance, this particular entrance, this is called Torana. The entrance is called Torana. This entrance is called Torana. Okay. So this Torana, what it depicts about the how do you enter a particular spiritual path. Okay. And if you see this Torana delicately, there are a lot of stairs. You see here. Are you able to see the zoomed picture? Are you able to see the zoomed picture?
Yes, sir.
You see this Torana? There are a lot of motifs, right? You can see here or not? Lot of motifs. So this shows the stories. What are the stories called? Those stories are called Jataka tales. These folk motives, which we call, they represent the Jataka tales. You can see there is so many elephants are there, Ashoka Chakra is there. So within this Torana itself, there are a lot of stories. So they are going to give you a lot of information about the Buddhism and Buddhist way of life, and also about the life of Buddha. So basically, intro you will give, stupas give lot of information about Buddhism. Okay, and basically they have relics of Buddha or the Bodhisattvas, and they give lot of information on Buddhism. So in the body, you will draw somewhere, if not exactly, you can just draw, sorry. You can just draw a small stupa, which is representing like this. There is a Torana, and then here there is Harmika, and then here it is. This is Anda. So you can mention this Anda, Harmika, and this is Chatri, this is Torana, and this is circulatory path, also called as Pradakshina Patha or something like that. So the first is the Torana. What is Torana talking about? Buddhist stories, also called as Jataka tales, and the grand entrance to Stupa. This is Torana. Fine. This is about Torana. Then see after Torana, what is the next important part? You see, this is a circulating path. Are you able to see after Torana? This is the circulating path. This is a circular path. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just
Yes, sir.
below the Anda. Okay. So here, next important prominent path. See, you have to talk about how these particular aspects of stupa are giving you insights about Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist ideology. So what is the circular path giving you? It is representing an earth. So circling around earth. Okay, and also revolving around sun. Okay, basically this particular circular power says that one should be dedicated and have a right path to achieve higher goals in life or higher levels of life. So that is about circulatory path. Next come, what is there? You see, this is the Anda. You see the egg-shaped, right? Anda. Are you able to see the Anda?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next important aspect is Anda. So what does this Anda show? It shows Anda means it is a shape of egg. What does egg represent? It represents the form of life. Okay. And also death. This Anda represents form of life, form of death. So basically, it represents the power of universe, or popularly called as cosmic power. And then comes your Harmika. This particular part is called Harmika. This part is called Harmika. This part is called Harmika. Okay. Harmika. Okay. Harmika gives you what is needed to achieve the middle path. What is needed to achieve the middle path in Buddhism? That is given by Harmika. Basically, it talks about nirvana, or the sacrifice or foregoing of materialistic pleasure. So that is the importance of Harmika. And finally is the Chatri. Finally is the Chatri. You see the Chatri here? This is the Chatri. The final, these three at the top of the stupa are the Chatris. So what is Chatri says? Chatri, obviously it is the apex part of the stupa. It shows the parinirvana, or the ultimate aim is to become the Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva. And it also propagates the dharma of Buddhism, dharmic way of life. So you can conclude that while stupas are themselves some of the greatest architectural wonders, they also propagate Buddhist philosophy and way of life. Fine? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Rajni has not written. Jitender has written. Okay, good. Good. Conclusion can be slightly better, Jitender.
Yes, sir. I got it.
Fine. See the last question of the day. Mesolithic rock cut architecture of India not only reflects the cultural life, of the times, but also a fine aesthetic sense comparable to modern painting. Critically evaluate this comment. So very, very good question. Take couple of minutes and answer it. Okay. See the question carefully. Mesolithic rock cut architecture of India not only reflects the cultural life of the times, but also fine aesthetic sense comparable to modern painting. Critically evaluate. Comparable to modern painting. Critically evaluate. So what do you mean by critically evaluate? What do you mean by critically evaluate? Anyone?
So it's
So
like
what?
both positives, negatives in our economy or politics sense. In this history sense, futures, contrasting features and similar features.
Exactly. Very good. So in this particular sense, he is asking you to compare this Mesolithic paintings with modern paintings. So what are the common features? Because he is saying comparable. So in the statement he is giving that there are a lot of common features. First establish what are the common features, and then give what are the uncommon features, and then in the conclusion you can give how the painting has evolved. In the introduction you can say painting was there from Paleolithic age and slowly evolved up to the modern age over a period of time. Then in the body you will mention what are the common and what are the uncommon features, and in the conclusion you can say how paintings have evolved and in the modern era, they have reached the zenith of imagination. Is the framework clear?
Yes, sir.
This is very, very important. If you write just if you write simply what are the features of Mesolithic painting and what are the features of modern painting, you will get very average marks. If you have to get good marks, you have to understand the core demand of the question, which is critically evaluate. So the question is saying there are a lot of commonalities. First, establish what are the commonalities, and then come what are the uncommon features, and then conclude. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So now just look, see what are the common, now that you have understood the introduction and conclusion, let's see what are the common features. What are the common features between Mesolithic and modern paintings? So what are the common features? Tell me. There are modern paintings are also, there are about some paintings are regarding the natural phenomenon. Even in modern paintings, there are some paintings which are related to natural phenomenon. Yes or no?
Yes.
Day-to-day life paintings. So in Mesolithic age, there are a lot of, here you can write hunter gathering scenes in Mesolithic painting. In here, it is daily life painting. Daily life paintings. Example here is Bazaar Ghat paintings. Remember? During British. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Here, animal motifs are common in Mesolithic age. Here also, there are sometimes animal motifs, especially in the paintings of M.F. Hussain. Some paintings are related to fertility in Mesolithic age. Even in modern age, some paintings are related to fertility. Example, Madhubani paintings. See the scope of the question. Such a beautiful question where you have to put in knowledge, put in the entire knowledge of your art and culture. Okay, so that is about the commonality. Now coming to the uncommon aspects. What are the uncommon or the differences, you can say? Differences are here, most of them are on rocks or caves in Mesolithic. In modern, they are on canvases. Okay, they are on canvases or proper cloth, etc. Limited colors. Limited colors. Extremely vibrant colors. Limited themes. Again, extremely diverse themes. Okay, and then they are very natural in nature because they are reflecting the way of life. Natural in nature, reflecting way of life. These are artificial in nature, sometimes not reflecting way of life, and these are basically reflecting the culture of Mesolithic life. They not always reflect the culture. And then in the conclusion, you say the paintings have come a long way, right from the Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, and then up to the modern age. So the paintings have evolved with the way the humans have evolved. Today, the paintings may not reflect the aesthetic sense of, they may have aesthetic sense, but they do not reflect the naturality of way of life like in Mesolithic or Paleolithic age. Today's paintings must have definitely more technology when compared to ancient paintings. While there are some commonalities, there are some significant differences which makes both the kind of paintings, the architectures, unique in their own way. Clear? Here you are not saying, we are not trying to take a stand that this is equal to this or this is not equal to this. We are saying this is unique and this is unique. That is why we are studying both of the paintings. The examiner is trying to say Mesolithic is equal to modern, but we are saying it may be equal, it may not be equal, but both are equal in identity. For me, as a history student, Mesolithic rock culture is equally important as well as the modern art paintings. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Others clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who has written this question? Anil? Not written. Shanta, we have done. Vasu, we have done. Jitender, we have done. Sriram is not there. Rajni, you have written?
Yes, sir, I have written.
Mesolithic timeline is wrong. Okay, when you're writing timeline, be confident or else don't write. It is up to 5000 BC and it varies across the Indian subcontinent. The southern part of Indian subcontinent, Mesolithic age is even up to 4000 BC. Okay. Okay, we've written the differences. Commonalities. So Rajni, you understood the framework, right?
Yes, sir, I understood. I missed the commonality part while interpreting the question.
Because the question is critically analyzed, right? So you have to support the statement as well as you have to contradict the statement and then finally give the conclusion. Okay. And being one of the toughest questions, if you even attempt it with the proper framework, you'll get very good marks. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tomorrow you'll be having class slightly earlier. Okay. That is only for tomorrow. I think I told you already. You'll be getting the questions after the class. I asked Vijay to post, so he'll be posting the questions as soon as the class is over. So please try to submit your answers by 4. We'll be having the class at around 5:15, 5:30. I will be closing before your political science class for just tomorrow. Okay, again from day after tomorrow we'll have the regular timings. So tomorrow please note and even tell your friends. I asked Vijay to post it in the group. I think he will post it. So even if it doesn't post, you please inform your friends. Okay, tomorrow we'll meet at 5:30.